Blog Talk Radio.
Hey.
Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. This summer party. Grown and sexy, join the party. Good summer party. Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed.
Welcome to another Friday night at the Pajama Party. I'm one of yours, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
Hey, Ketel, you out there?
Yeah, what's going on?
Everything's cool, you know. And Redwine is here.
Bonsoir.
Redwine's
How's everybody?
Clear the throat to get some recognition. I guess that's what that was.
Yeah, he forgets about me sitting on the other side of the studio.
You have to nudge him. You misbehaving, Papa? I'm not dead now. Behave.
I'm trying to, yeah, Ketel's out again on assignment. I'm keeping track of this all this time away, I'm going to tell you. I don't know. I think she's working for the competition. Anyway.
Can I have her dollar for tonight, then? Do I get her dollar?
No,
I mean, we don't get paid but $1, so I just want to know, do I get her dollar?
You can get her
$1. I can get her ice.
You get her ice cubes.
Oh, my goodness.
Since she's not here, you can put more ice cubes in your drink. Anyway, we have wow.
It's been another week.
What's happening this month, this year, this day? Did you hear me crack the cork on the bottle here?
Hopefully not.
All
But
right.
Anyway, let's talk about what's going on for tonight.
Yeah, what's happening?
He's applauding his own drink. Okay.
Looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looks.
He must have had a rough week. Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's just been long. Man, it took 7 days to get to Friday from last Friday. I think I'm going to complain to the government. I don't like having to wait 7 whole days to get to Friday.
Oh, wow. 7 whole days? Isn't that what Tony Braxton sing about?
Tony Braxton, that's right. All right, so what's going on tonight, Ketel?
Well, let's get into what's going on tonight. All right, no problem. We got the hot topics here tonight. We got some hot ones tonight. The U.S. border agents detain a 10-year-old girl? Really? Oh, boy. Puerto Rico governor closed whitefish contract. And also the police officer who killed Terrence Crutcher has charged expunged from record. Also, a hidden Twitter headline, Jane Fonda speaks on Harvey Weinstein. Pence breaks tie with vote to repeal another Obama law. Company with controversial contract to help Puerto Rico is feuding with mayor of San Juan. The White House says women accusing Trump of sexually harassment all lies. Really? Oh,
yep,
boy.
That's what they say.
So marijuana have more sex according to new studies. Okay. And also new delivery service for Amazon. What's popping with Poppa DD? Overzealousness. Weird news. Canadian man fined for signing 90s dance tune in car. Also, burglar gets prison time for take $1 in a plant. And Florida man accused of slapping police horse on patrol. Okay. I'm just saying with Redwine, does Justin deserve another chance? Also, living for the city with Poppa DD. Got a surprise for us tonight. My Hollywood wrap-up. I'm going to get into Paul Newman. Also Tamar Braxton and a few other people tonight. some surprises. Also, on this day in history, you're going to be surprised, but you're going to hear about what happened today in history. Cocktail of the week is a Spanish raindrop. Our kiss the list and the last word. Sit back, relax, get your favorite cocktail, and we'll be right back with the hot topic.
This is the Pajama Party on Blog Talk Radio. The Pajama Party is produced by DC Homegrown Entertainment at www.dchomegrown.com. The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the Pajama Party crew and you. So pick up the phone and dial 914-803-4306. That's 914-803-4306. And tell us what's on your mind. There's a big fluffy pillow reserved just for you at the Pajama Party, so call us now. And remember, it's PJs only, no clothes allowed. Pass it on. Log on to www.apajamaparty.com and click the Listen Live banner or call 914-803-4306. Now let's get back to the crew and more of the Pajama Party. Is it tea time, darling?
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. Bonsoir. Comment allez-vous? Okay, what's all the sound effects? Anyway, it's time for the hot topics.
Okay.
So we're going to get it popping with the hot topics. Ketel, you're up first. What do you have for us tonight?
Yeah, this is interesting here. The U.S. border agents detained a 10-year-old girl with cerebral palsy who entered the U.S. illegally to get medical care. So the story goes on. A 10-year-old girl with cerebral palsy, who entered the United States from Mexico without permission is potentially facing deportation after having to cross a Border Patrol checkpoint in South Texas for emergency gallbladder surgery. Immigration advocates are protesting her name is Rosa Maria Hernandez, say Border Control should show more discretion in the cases of sick children who are in the U.S. illegally. So her, Leticia, which is her cousin, and an attorney for the Hernandez family said that Rosa Maria was taken with a cousin from the Texas border city of Laredo to Children's Hospital in Corpus Christi, about 150 miles away. So they had to pass through one of several Border Patrol checkpoints set up in South Texas, north of U.S.-Mexico border. So it goes on to say, Gonzalez said Border Patrol agents allowed the girl and her cousin to pass, but followed the hospital vehicle taking them. So at the hospital, agents stood by and refused to let Rosa Maria's relatives close the door to their room so they could keep watch over the girl. So these Border Patrols, they didn't follow them all the way to the hospital, to the room.
What did they think she was going to do? Did they think she was going to jump out the window?
I don't know. I guess escape from the hospital. You know, maybe they thought they have gone through something like this before, and maybe people have run. You know, like say for instance, this is a pretend type thing, and they have taken advantage of the situation, and maybe have gotten their way into the United States. So I guess these patrols are keeping close guard of the girl, but she has cerebral palsy, and she's going to emergency surgery. Really?
And they followed the ambulance to try to catch her and deport her?
I guess just to watch her, you know. They followed her to the hospital to watch her. So to make sure she didn't go somewhere else other than where she said she was going. So
I mean, but Laredo is in Texas. She was already in the U.S. I think they were trying to deport her. But I don't know. That's what I think.
Yeah. It's just crazy. So they're saying that the girl is being held at the facility indefinitely, the attorney said, even if she is eventually released to a sponsor approved by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. The girl will undergo processing and could be deported. So she could be. As Ella said, it would be several weeks before she is released. So they're holding her in a facility indefinitely. Really?
That's crazy.
Oh, my God. So they just refuse to allow the child to go home.
Mm-mm. You know what? Where's my... let me put Border Patrol on the kiss it list.
I know that's right. What you think about that, Papa? I mean, come on now. They can't be a little more lenient than what they're doing.
Yeah, everybody's just so overzealous these days. It just, I don't know, it's just... Everything's a mess today. I mean, it's really nothing you can say. It's just everything's out of hand. You know, it's the world's put in the hands of fools, and everybody's just doing what they do.
But she's a child. She's 10 years old. Of all the people that are climbing walls and digging tunnels, this is the one you decide to spend your resources on and chasing an ambulance?
Yeah, you're right.
Really?
Yeah. You're right.
That's sad. That's just sad.
Yeah. But it does go on to say that her parents are both in the United States illegally and came with Rosa Maria to the U.S. in 2007 when the girl was a newborn, in part to seek better medical treatment for her cerebral palsy. So, you know, they're trying to get here so they can get better treatment for her. But I guess, you know, maybe the parents need to, you know, what process you have to go through to become legal. I guess that takes a while.
So it sounds like the girl was born outside of the U.S., and when they found out that the girl was with cerebral palsy, they brought her here to try to get medical treatment.
Right. See, it goes on to say that they sent her with the cousin. They sent Rosa Maria with the cousin to the hospital because the cousin is a U.S. citizen and could pass through the checkpoint. So, you know, and you know, one hand they're trying to sneak her in to try to get better treatment. Other hand, you know, it's like the Border Patrols are doing their job. But like you said, she's 10 years old, but I guess it's maybe how they you know, did the process, trying to get her through. So
wow.
It's
okay.
It's just a sticky situation. I mean, you know, what do you do? How do you help people like that? You know.
Well, it doesn't sound to me like they're trying to help her at all. They're trying to deport that child. But you know what?
Yeah.
Well, we have a caller. I'm going to see what the caller thinks about this situation. Caller, you're live on the Pajama Party Show. What do you think about this situation?
Checking in.
Okay,
hey,
appreciate
what's going on?
Checking in.
Since you're doing that kissing, put Amazon top of this for the right idea.
Put who?
With this beer they came up.
I'm sorry, say it again. Put who on the kiss?
With Amazon, with this bright idea that they came up.
Oh, no, you're not. No, you're not. You put Amazon?
Okay.
We're going to get into that story a little later, but yeah.
Okay, so you don't like their new idea.
Coming in.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, all right.
All right,
Thank
keep listening, and we definitely, I got you. We're going to put Amazon on the kiss it list. Thanks for calling in and checking in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ketel. Amazon is on the kiss it list.
Already.
I got it, Papa.
We haven't talked about them.
That's right. If anybody else wants to put anybody else on the kiss it list, give us a call. 914-803-4306. Press 1 so you can tell us who else do you want us to put on the kiss it list, which will be coming up later on in the second half of the show. We will definitely do that.
All right.
Ketel, did you have any more on that story? That's it?
Yeah, that was it. Just, you know, like you said, what do you do about that? But, you know, we'll keep pushing on.
Okay, I got one about Puerto Rico. You know, they're still having situations there with no power, no water, no food. It's so much going on with that. But the governor, Ricardo Rossello, he said there will be hell to pay if any wrongdoing is uncovered with the awarding of this multi-million-dollar contract to restore the power on the island of Puerto Rico. Now, this has been a big deal, and I know Poppa DD is going to talk about another angle on this story later on in Hit It and Quit It. But you got 8 congressional Democrats that wrote to the Interior Department inspector asking for an investigation into this whole situation with Whitefish. Now, this company, Whitefish, is only 2 years old. You know, this company was formed in, what year is it, 17? So they were formed in 2015. They had 2 employees, but somehow they landed a multi-million-dollar contract to restore power in Puerto Rico. And now they've got like 300 and some odd employees, and they're adding more probably daily. And come to find out, there's connections with this company called Whitefish, which I find so ironic that the company is called Whitefish. But there's a connection between the company and someone who contributed a large sum of money to Trump's campaign. So that's why they're looking at the investigation into finding out, did this company, Whitefish, get the contract because they had an in or some guaranteed connection based on campaign contributions, you know, or what? Now, Secretary of Interior, Zink, is from the state where Whitefish comes from, where this company resides, rather. And he's saying, hey, you know, it's a small town. Everybody knows everybody. Because people were asking, well, what do you know about these people at Whitefish? He said it's a small town. Everybody knows everybody. But he says that he did not advocate in any way on Whitefish's behalf and that he had absolutely nothing to do with them getting the contract. Now, the investigation will determine whether that was true or not, and whether the owners of the company who contributed, I want to say, $25,000 to committees that were supporting Trump's presidential campaign, whether they are connected. So the whole thing is just starting to look really ugly. This company and the wife gave $60,000 to Rick Perry's campaign for Texas governor between 2008 and 2012, and then Rick Perry appointed the woman, the wife, as a trustee of a $130 billion investment fund for Texas teachers in 2013. So, see, there's a reason why people make these big contributions to these political campaigns. They're not just doing it because they believe in the candidate. They're doing it because they want something in return. So for her donation, this lady, Colinetta, she ended up, after donating $60,000 to Rick Perry's campaign when he was running for the governor of Texas, she ends up becoming a trustee of a $130 billion investment fund for Texas teachers. Now, a spokesperson for Perry didn't respond when ABC News was trying to get some information about that. You know, now they don't have anything to say. Now, this company, they're Whitefish, they come out of Montana. They were awarded a $300 million Puerto Rico Electric Power Authority, or called PREPA, contract to repair all of the, down transmission lines and everything in Puerto Rico. And like I said, they're a 2-year-old company. They only had 2 employees up until they got this contract. Now they got 300 subcontractors, not employees, subcontractors. So they're saying that their rates are competitive and they have top rate work and all. Well, that remains to be seen. So basically right now the governor is saying if there is something fishy with Whitefish, the investigation hopefully will bring it to the surface. Because these people are making bank on this kind of work. And, it's interesting because for a young company, and I'm not saying a young company can't do the job, but for a young company, 2 years old, and you get a contract that's worth, what did I say it was, $300 million? That just doesn't normally happen. Normally if the contract is that size, you want a company that has a record, a record of performance, references, all kind of stuff. You want to be able to say, oh, they've been around for like 15, 20, 30 years, and they did this, they did that. What have these people done in Whitefish in Montana? They just came up 2 years ago, and now they get this contract. And it turns out they actually were going after this contract before the hurricane even happened. When there was like just being talk about there's a hurricane coming and it's going to hit the islands and it's going to hit Puerto Rico, they were already trying to go ahead and land this thing. This contract was not even competitively bidded, which means that other contractors didn't have a chance to properly put their bid in because Whitefish was all up in the mix. So to me, Whitefish is stinking like fish sitting in the sun. And I hope this investigation proves that there's some impropriety going on. And I'm putting Whitefish on the kiss it list because I don't think something just isn't right. How does a company that young get a $300 million contract? Where y'all come from? Out of Montana? And you're going to Puerto Rico? And now you had 2 employees since 2015. Now you're bringing in over 300 subcontractors to get all of this work done? You don't even have a record of being able to do this kind of work. The whole island's electronic grid is down, gone. What proof do you bring that you can even do the work? Sounds like somebody's palm got greased. I'm just saying. What you think, Papa? I'm just saying. I mean, I have another topic for I'm just saying, but right now I'm just saying. Whitefish smells like funky fish right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're right. Sound like somebody knows somebody, and they gave him that contract. That's what it sounds like to me.
I mean, you got a congressman from Montana who claims he had nothing to do with it. People that contributed to Perry's committee, to Trump's campaign, and they're claiming they got nothing to do with it. There's a dead fish on the line somewhere, and I think it's called Whitefish.
And where are they from? You said Montana?
Montana.
Wow.
But that's all I'm going to say. If anybody has any comments, call us up, 914-803-4306. Press 1. Tell us what you think. Maybe I'm just being paranoid. Maybe I'm just looking for the conspiracy and everything, which is what I tend to do. But I think this time I might be right. I'm going to kick it over to Poppa DD. What's your hot topic tonight, Poppa DD?
My hot topic or my opinion on that story?
Either one. That thing got me fired up.
Well, I think that we just need to learn to accept the fact that corruption has its place. It's where it is. The sad part about it is a proven fact that I just don't know where every time these companies do something and the politicians are involved in it, it pushes back the theory of black people and how vicious we are or how vicious people claim for us to be. When I've seen more viciousness going on these days with the other side, that they're doing things that don't even cross black folks' minds. You know what I mean? You don't even wake up in the morning thinking about no stuff like that. And it's just amazing how, I don't know whether it's greed or whatever the case may be, I was often listening to T.D. Jakes. He makes a good point when he says that no matter how successful you are, a rich person is not bringing no more to the table than a poor person is. We both got 2 eyes, 2 legs, one nose, whatever. All the basic entities of the human body, everybody possesses the same thing. The number one thing in life that we get not enough of or too much of is opportunity. Opportunity is the number one aspect of life that people are levied. And that opportunity, with a little bit of corruption and a little bit of help and a wink of an eye or a crooked handshake, can land you something tremendously big. And a lot of people that have no morals anymore. I mean, the perfect person I've seen lately, and I'm not going to be on this too long, I just want to make a point. The perfect person I've seen in politics lately who really blew my mind with her change of venue was the governor of South Carolina, the female that now runs the United Nations situation.
Oh, Nikki, what's her name?
Whatever her name is.
Nikki
We all know who she is. But anyway, ever since the shootings of the church in South Carolina, she seemed like a very humble lady, a very down-to-earth person. But then Trump offered her that job, and she jumped on it like a damn gazelle. I think the one thing that people believe in, mostly myself and people of my own caliber or race or connections, believe in when you put in for a job, put in for something you have some type of inkling of what the hell you're doing. Okay? It don't remind me of George Bush when he elected the previous governor of New Jersey. Her name was Christy Whitman, female. She wanted to paint the State House gold. Now all the state houses in New Jersey cities have a gold dome because Christy Whitman did that. But anyway, George Bush made her the director of the EPA. And she was just the governor of New Jersey. And she was director of EPA all through the 9/11 bombing and everything. She declared that the air was good down there. And it wasn't good because the firemen were still dying on the bad air from the Twin Towers. So she made bad decisions only because she had no experience. If you never ate ice cream before, how you going to get a job directing Breyers, You don't know nothing about ice cream, but somebody made you the board of directors for Breyers ice cream. You never ate ice cream in your damn life. It kind of has those same comparisons. But right now, the corruption in the world is big. The money that's being shifted, the street money as they call it, money that's unmarked, money that's put in a Maxwell House can, left by the tree, go pick it up like Shawshank Redemption, where the guy left the money in a little can, and he went to get it, and things like that. I mean, it's corrupted, and this is all Perry. Perry is he's the director of energy, or the secretary of energy. So he's got his hand in whatever goes down as far as the contract has to do. And then these contracts nowadays aren't like back in the day where people had different unions. There's anybody hear the word union in this whole transition? No. This place only had 2 employees, and all they hired was a bunch of Spanish people to come do the work. And now all these people that landed in Puerto Rico, working on Puerto Rico, they're all corrupted. Who knows? They could be. Somebody probably told them while you're hanging wires, hang cameras so we could take a look at Puerto Rico. So you never know what the hell is going on. So anyway, and one thing I commend, I give put on the kisser list the governor of Puerto Rico. Put his ass down there.
Oh, the governor?
He's a kiss ass. And
okay.
let's honor the mayor.
Ricardo Rossello?
I don't give a damn if his name was Rumpelstiltskin. Doesn't matter what his name is. Man, let's honor the mayor because the mayor's in the trenches. She's for the people.
The mayor of San Juan.
Yeah, San Juan. She's been going around trying to do her thing. She's been crying, and the governor's in D.C. kissing Trump's ass. And I'm trying to figure out what the hell. I thought you were supposed to be on the same page as your mayor, and he's not. Because like my man, the comedian, what's his name? Paul Mooney. He talks about Puerto Ricans. He said you got Black Ricans. You got whiter Ricans, blacker Ricans. Puerto Ricans are cut down the middle. You got bougie Puerto Ricans that think they're white. And that's how that governor is. He's got that flavor where he thinks he can blend. But once you sit next to a white person, Mr. Governor, we can see the melanin in your skin. You know what I mean? You don't look like Trump. You don't have that skin, You got the hair, but you don't have the skin. So, I'm saying all that and making jokes, but deep down inside, Puerto Rico is just being taken advantage of now. It's being abused. It's being overwhelmed. And you got this little company that just got awarded a big contract to go over there and just put Band-Aids on it because they don't want Puerto Rico to build itself back up. They made a statement, well, Puerto Rico was horrible before the hurricane. Well, sure, I had a little 95 whatever, but if somebody hits my ass in the middle of the intersection, the insurance company is required, if it's their fault, to fix me up and paint me up, right?
Right.
Wasn't my fault. So what? I had a damn 1995 get out and push mobile. If they get all beat up, then it's up to Mako or wherever I take it to get it fixed to make it right. So you can't say Puerto Rico was horrible before the hurricane and we're not going to do nothing. Sure, everything is horrible, but if you have rights to have it fixed, then it's will be fixed. I'm going to get off my soapbox and leave that alone. But
well, since you got the mic, you got the next hot topic.
Oh, this next topic is crazy. It is absolutely crazy.
All right, what you got for us?
This is this police officer. If you remember not too long ago in Tulsa. Where's Tulsa? Tulsa's in
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Okay. This is the one where the female shot the big brother on the highway. He had his hands up walking.
Mm-hmm.
And she just unloaded in him. He was going toward his car, and she said, "Stop, stop." And instead of her, all the police people, there was a police officers all over the place. But she took it amongst herself to throw bullets in his back from behind, shot him in the back. He fell over, died. Everybody watching it on TV, whole nine. Anyway, let me read the story about what happened, what recent developments of this here. All right? The title of this is Police Officer Who Killed Terrence Crutcher has manslaughter charges expunged from his record. Now, you know what expunge means?
From her record?
From her record.
Go ahead.
From the whole thing, like it never happened.
That ain't right.
Expunged means that you took your case and it's just like tucked away. You ain't got to speak on it, you ain't got to talk about it, but let's get deep with this for a minute, okay? The former Tulsa police officer who fatally shot 40-year-old Terrence Crutcher last year and was acquitted of manslaughter this spring will no longer have the charge on her record. All right? On Wednesday, a couple of days ago, District Judge William LaFont granted, her name is Betty Shelby, request to expunge the record of her manslaughter case, according to Tulsa World, which is a magazine or newspaper, whatever in that area.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now, the court order means that if anyone asks Shelby about the case, she can legally claim that no such record exists.
Wow.
Okay? Now, let me repeat this again. If anybody asks Shelby, the police officer, about that case, she can legally say no such record exists on here. But the sad part about it is that Terrence Crutcher is still dead.
Exactly.
Okay, the family is still hurt. The pain is still there for them, and you are so hell bent on being expunged, like like the bullet never came out of the fucking chamber. Put $1 in the box. I didn't mean to throw that out there. We need to put a disclaimer out there. Like the bullet never came out of the chamber of the gun. Okay, like it never happened, and she's so hell bent on cleaning up her record. But that day she was nervous as hell. She was scared as hell. Didn't know what to do. Everybody else was just standing around wondering what was going to do, and she was the one that said, "Well, let me just pull this trigger because I got all my boys in blue around me to protect me." And she put bullets in the back of a man who had his hands in the air. Now, tell me right now, if you're walking away from a scene with your hands in the air and your ass gets shot in the back, the first thing your mouth is saying in the front is, "Damn, this bitch done shot me." And I'm not even looking her way. I'm not coming at her. I'm not clawing at her. I don't have my hands up. I'm not trying to strangle her, grab her, or whatever. I'm walking in a complete another direction. I'm watching a fucking bird fly away in the direction I'm facing. And I'm being shot in the back. And now, don't get me wrong. I'm not an opinionated guy. I'm not the kind of person that just comes off with anything or just come out with any conclusion. But damn, cut and dryness is cut and dryness. Wow. But let me finish. Let's get deep with this for a second. All right? Now, just to continue on this here. In September 2016, just to recap the story, she shot him, the 40-year-old black man. The Tulsa police initially said Clutcher had that he refused orders to put up his hands, but footage they said he refused to put up his hands. Okay, but footage of the incident appears to show him Why they put that in there? Appears to show him.
Word for allegedly.
Appears to show him walking toward his car, and he was on the video clear as day with his hands raised in the air. This was on video, and once the bullets from her gun went in his back, he fell to the ground. All right, and then Shelby, who was on 60 Minutes now she's taking the celebrity move. She's on 60 Minutes. She's on there saying, well, the video failed to show. How the hell does the video fail to show? All right? If the video shows my Johnson hanging out, what does the video fail to show? Me pulling down my damn zipper? I mean, let's continue. I just want to throw it out there to give you some graphic, make my story sound better. Okay. Anyway, Shelby told 60 Minutes that the video failed to show that clearly that Clutcher had suddenly reached into his vehicle. Well, he was already now 60 feet away from you, and the whole other police force was there. Why didn't you guys, decide to take some kind of cover and understand what he was doing, or shoot the tires or something, shoot the back glass out, scare the hell out of him, do something? I mean, it was just, I think that people do a lot of, when you do forethinking, that's cool. But we can't assume forethinking is always the true gospel, because forethinking never happened. And once you do something fatal, you really can't say you avoided something that you didn't know what was going to happen. That's called being God. God knows what happened because God perceives life from the very beginning to the end. He knows all the inside track. But you're not God. You don't know what's going on. I remember one of my favorite group, Earth, Wind & Fire. When a member of Earth, Wind & Fire was killed, he was reaching his pocket for a cell phone. Sure, the police didn't know that, but something may have could have been done. His name was Don Myrick.
Oh, the saxophone player.
The saxophone brother. When they sing the song Reasons, and it says Don Myrick on horns, he plays so beautiful, don't you agree? And Philip Bailey says, it's only the love. Anyway, Don Myrick, who plays the sax for Earth, Wind & Fire, was killed by the police. He was at a traffic stop, and he was reaching for a cell phone in his pocket. Back then, when cell phones weren't even, Earth, Wind & Fire had money, so he had a cell phone early in the game, and he was killed. So that's an untold story of a black man killed by the police officers. But anyway, like I said, I'll get off this soapbox and I spent too much time on this story. I apologize. But now here's the bottom line on this whole situation. Shelby, the female, she resigned from the Tulsa police force on August 3rd of last year, and now she has been sworn in as a reserve deputy for the Rogers County Sheriff Department a week later.
What? Okay.
After she was found not guilty, after her stuff was expunged, she was sworn in now as a sheriff a week later after. So her life is back business as usual. Her life is back on the police force as usual.
And her record has been expunged.
And the record's expunged like it never happened. This woman spent so much time clearing her name, talking to all her friends, all her constituents to get her ass back in perspective, get her ass back to life. But like I said earlier, that man is still dead.
Yeah. She got her record expunged, but the brother didn't undie.
Yeah. So anyway, you can draw your own opinion. Give us a call.
That's messed up.
914-803-4306. If you're already on the phone talking to us, press 1 and you put in the queue. If you got an opinion, call us, because that's all we have here is opinions. So don't think we all
we got facts and opinions.
Yeah,
We're going to tell you the story, tell you what we think about it. Ketel, you got anything to add to that before we go to a quick break?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, like, who does she know? She knows somebody.
Who did she blow, honey?
I was going to say, who did she? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of that. Okay,
Yeah.
I can get
So
their
we're putting
record.
that judge on the kissing list. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? That's a good point. We don't know who the judge was.
We know who he is. His name is on there.
What's the judge's name? I'll just
Betty
put
Shelby?
and the judge.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, the officer's name was Shelby. Officer Shelby. But
Oh, no, I thought the judge's name was Betty Shelby.
No, Betty Shelby is the woman that shot the brother.
That's the one that shot the guy, yeah.
Well, we'll see if we can find it.
She should be on the kissing list also. So.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Betty Shelby.
All right.
I got that.
Yeah.
I got that.
I wonder if my only question is I wonder if the family is going to try to pursue anything, like try to sue the town or the police department or something like that.
They're going for a civil lawsuit.
Oh, okay.
They're going for a civil lawsuit against the police, the officer, and two other officers who were there who didn't do anything to come together with any type of plan or congregate or, like a football team. They didn't go in a huddle and call any kind of audible or anything. I never seen such an individual group of people. They stick together when it comes to the blue badge of honor. But damn, how about getting together and making a plan? But what are you going to do?
All right.
Okay.
Well, you can give us a call if you want to join the conversation. 914-803-4306 and press 1 to join the conversation. Or you can just listen and tell a friend, text a friend. Matter of fact, we're going to go to a quick break. While we're on break, everybody listening, text somebody and tell them, check out the Pajama Party. We're on live right now. Join and check us out. We'll be right back after this break with the Hit It and Quit It headline.
It's another Friday night at the Pajama Party Show, and we're here with our PJs on because we don't allow clothes in here. If you enjoyed the Pajama Party Show, why not invite a friend or tell a neighbor to tune in right now? Go ahead and text them. I'll wait. Tell them to call us right now at 914-803-4306. And if they want to join in on the conversation, tell them to press 1 so that we'll know they have something to say. We'd love to meet your neighbors, friends, and relatives, so send them a text, email them, or call them up and tell them to join us for the Pajama Party live on Blog Talk Radio. The more the merrier. Or is it Misery Loves Company? Or whichever. Tell them to call us up on 914-803-4306 if they just want to listen, or press 1 if you want to join the conversation. Now let's get back to the crew and more of the Pajama Party Show while I try to find out who hid the belt from my robe. I tell you the truth. Y'all know you're so wrong for that.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm your Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Yo. Bonsoir, darling.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's time for the Hit It and Quit It. Whatever, nothing. I'm actually, my glass is empty. Maybe that's the problem.
How do you get stuff expunged anyway?
You know what? We were talking over the break, and I was saying it takes 7 years to get your credit record cleared up.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you paid the whatever debt. That mess sits on your credit 7 years. This heifer got, this woman got, no, let me say it like I mean it. This heifer got this thing expunged.
Yeah.
That's some bull. But anyway.
I got a charge still on my record in Boardingtown, New Jersey from 1986 for a nickel bag of weed that was in my back seat. Didn't even belong to me. It belonged to one of my passengers. Me and I owned the car. And, when something comes up, there's still something on my, your little driving record that says 1986, which was 31 years ago.
I will represent you in court to get that expunged.
Oh, nickel bag on your back seat back in 86. It was 31 years ago. Really?
I'm trying to tell you. I will represent you in court and get that expunged.
No, thank you.
Okay, I'm trying to help you. Anyway, you didn't quit a headline. Jane Fonda, and you remember activist Gloria Steinem? They were on MSNBC recently with Chris Hayes, And basically, they were saying they were speaking on behalf of the Women's Media Center, which is a nonprofit that both of them co-founded. And in a nutshell, they were saying that it feels like things have shifted, and it's too bad because probably so many of the women that were assaulted by Harvey Weinstein are famous and white, and everybody knows them. They were basically saying the reason why that whole thing got the attention it did is because they were famous white women. Then they were saying Jane Fonda, you know, she keeps it real. I got to give a shout-out to Jane Fonda. If you're listening tonight, Jane Fonda, you're an honorary sister. But she said that a lot of black women have dealt with this stuff, even from Harvey Weinstein. And the only one we know about at this point is Lupita Nyong'o. Mm-hmm. But she was saying that black women have been dealing with this bull for a long time. But this has not gotten the attention until it was white, famous women. And now all of a sudden, the spotlight's on it. Harvey Weinstein is basically running for his life. I said, hey, that's interesting. And it's funny because now these white women are speaking up saying, hey, if it wasn't for these white famous women, they wouldn't be getting the attention to this like it's getting. So, you know, she went on to say if you steal money, you get arrested and convicted because everybody says stealing is wrong. But if you do something that's sexist or racist, because there's still a critical mass of bias in this country, it takes more cumulative instances for it to be recognized.
That's my
so shout out to Jane Fonda
my girl.
And Gloria Steinem.
She's a freak, too. She always talking about getting laid, too. And Jane Fonda, she always talking about yeah, I got with him. Oh, yeah, I got with him.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a freak.
Well, it's the hit it and quit it. So I hit it and I quit it. And I'm going to move on to him.
Jane's a freak.
Poppa DD.
She's a freak.
Eat some ice.
Girl.
You need to call her.
She's a freak. I love it.
Well, what's happening with Pimp? Who's got that story? Pimp's in a...
I got it. Look, I think Jane Fonda got a little black in her.
Yes,
anyway.
One way or another.
She got a little nymphomaniac in her.
She might have some black in her one way or another.
I'm sure
anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Shifting over to Pence, his knucklehead self. Haven't heard from him in a minute. He's been quiet for a minute. It says Pence breaks tie as Senate votes to kill rule allowing class action suits against these banks. And we've done a story on this, but he broke the tie on this particular situation. The Republican-led Senate narrowly voted to repeal a banking rule that would let consumers band together to sue their banks or credit card companies to resolve financial disputes. So it was a 50-50 tie, and he broke that tie. So in a nutshell, he goes on to say the banking industry lobbied hard to roll back the regulation which the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau unveiled in July. The rule would ban most types of mandatory arbitration classes found in the fine print of agreements that consumers entered into when opening checking accounts or getting credit cards. Who reads that fine print shit? I don't.
Nobody.
So the rule would harm our community banks and credit unions by opening the door to frivolous lawsuits by special interest trial lawyers. So the Democratic lawmaker said that the CFPB rule would have given consumers more leverage to stop companies from financial wrongdoing. They cited the sales practices as Wells Fargo, we talked about, and the security breach at the credit company Equifax as examples of misdeeds that could be shielded from the forced arbitration. So Republicans said the arbitration system has worked wonderfully for consumers. They said the payoffs for the average consumer in arbitration cases are generally much larger and come more quickly than when compared to the relief gained through class action suits. So, they're saying more or less a class action suit, you're going to get maybe $30 or $40. But I guess if you do it individually, you would get more money. So they're trying to, the Republicans saying that they don't want people to do the class action suits. I guess they're ruling against it. So, but you know, I don't know.
Yeah, that was an Obama law they repealed.
Right. Of course, it's always had to do with mess up line. So, yeah, but of course,
they're going
it goes on to say the Democrats. Huh?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just trying to finish the article. It goes on to say the Democrats argue that the consumers generally don't have the time and means to pursue claims in arbitration, and that because most disputes revolve around small amounts, they typically give up. So they said banks and other financial firms know that in the end, so they won't have to pay a real price for taking advantage of a consumer. And that's what they do, take advantage of the consumer. So that's all I got on that.
That ain't
right.
Ain't nothing right. We you know, it's always about the banks. You know, they make it the big bucks, and our little bit of change that we have in the bank, they're taking that away from us. I mean, that $35 for a return fee, man, that stuff adds up.
Mm-hmm.
But they're gonna get it any way they can. So that's it.
You good? All right. I'm going to go to our next story, which is, it goes back to Puerto Rico. It deals with the controversial contract. The contract awarded was $300 million. Now, one thing about in D.C., whenever something awarded or money is being distributed or bills are being signed with big money in there, there's always little what they call them earmarks or pork bellies, whatever terms they use, corrupted as terms they use. Now, these are the same people that put the ER at the end of the word Negro, you know, and things like that. So, you know, how can we believe them? I think sometimes the treatment on black folks seem to have just been a distractor to other people to mix up a good cake or mix up a good salad or mix up a good pasta bowl on the other end while they're doing their damage or doing their dirt somewhere else, bringing controversial and discontentment, because things are still being said to wow people, like the situation with the officer with the police. I think that most cases they see what they can actually get away with, and they get away with it because I think the one thing missing in the black community is not only leaders but just the ability for the stuff to stop, you know. I always say that I think Martin Luther King was assassinated because he had the power to get people to boycott, to get people to just to tell people just don't go in, you know, Woolsworth or anywhere, and they would do it. And white folks said that Negro got too much damn power. And when he did that, I think the number one reason that he was assassinated was the ability to get people to boycott, because as you know, boycotting will take people out of business. They talk about Rosa Parks and everything, and the bus strike and all that, or the blacks. Believe me, when blacks stopped riding those buses, that bus system was going down. They were going down, you know, because black people was the one riding the buses to go to their different jobs, whatever they were doing, cleaning people's houses, whatever they were doing at the time. And when they were walking, they were proudly out in the street walking to work, you know. But nowadays, can you get that kind of unification amongst the black people? Hell to the no. Are you kidding me? I mean, people walk right by you like somebody crossing a damn picket line, you know, because the unification of people is not there, because everybody doesn't seem to feel the same pain as other people, because some people think they've made it because they've been able to go and get a Mercedes-Benz or something of that nature. They've been able to achieve a nice townhouse and a Mercedes-Benz, so they think they have arrived or what have you. But it's amazing, but we'll get off that situation here. We're going to get back into the situation with Puerto Rico. All right? In the midst of the backlash over its $30 million contract to restore Puerto Rico's power grid, which is Billy just putting up, you know, new grid, new wire, and connecting it back to the main terminal and all that. It's really not rocket science if you're in any kind of electric or whatever. Now, this particular company, Whitefish Energy Holdings, is opening a sparring match with the mayor. Like I said, my girl, you know, her name is Carmen Cruz. She don't want to stand up, you know. She thinks with the or her strong mind, and she sees with the third eye and she listens with the third ear. And like I said, while the government should be drinking tea with Trump in D.C., the mayor's in the trenches, walking in the flooded waters and things of that nature. Anyway, but a Whitefish has been under scrutiny ever since it signed a contract for Puerto Rico's semi-public power utility, a place called PEPRA, okay? They didn't even have to bid on this. They were just awarded. It's called a non-bid contract, okay? They were just given this. Now, the main thing, too, is that they're bringing their own people over to Puerto Rico to work on this. They're not even using the Puerto Rican citizens to help them to get wages in the midst of they're not in power. They don't have power on, so they're not even hiring laborers. They're bringing their own people over there and boats and everything else, and the boats is coming with all the supplies for this and that, and it's like they're not even including Puerto Rico in what they're doing. And they're going to build, now they're building all this grid on top of land that's still destroyed. Nobody is fixing the roads and things like that, but you're putting big old power grids up, and, we know like these power grids are said to cause cancer and things like that, so I'm sure they're going to pop those things up right in the middle of communities and then spark them up. And some people say that sometimes you can actually hear the power grids buzzing when they're so close to the community, or so close to the village. The big old grids, the transformers are just buzzing up. And they've been, different talk of cancer and things of this nature and tumors that have developed because of it. And so, it's very deep. We've yet to see Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is, there's some heavy stuff about to go down with this here. So we're going to keep our eye out on this for sure.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and take this call, and then we'll keep it moving. Here we go. Caller, you're live on the air with the Pajama Party Crew. Go right ahead with your comment.
Hey guys.
Hey.
How are you tonight?
We're wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing well. Poppa DD, I wanted to point out it's not a $30 billion contract. It's a $300 million contract.
Oh, did I say 30? I'm looking at the 300 right here in my face.
What makes it worse, but what makes it bad is that they're not bringing employees, they're bringing subcontractors. Exactly 3 people work for Whitefish. Mm-hmm. 3. Number 1.
I heard it was 2.
Number 2.
They got another employee?
Well, no. The owner has 2 employees.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So on top of that, they were a donor to the Trump campaign.
Exactly.
So this is how they got the contract. But it's amazing to me what's happening in Puerto Rico has a lot to do with the fact that they either A, don't care, or a combination, or B, want to take over the island, or a combination of both. It's a beautiful country, beautiful landscape. They can throw their resorts up there and completely put the Puerto Rican people out of the equation.
Oh,
I actually had someone say to me, why should we care about a third world country? And I said, you do realize they're U.S. citizens. There are people in this country that don't even realize they're U.S. citizens. Mm-hmm. Because they speak Spanish first, they're less than. So it's just ridiculous. But I actually wanted to backtrack to a story Ketel was talking about, and that's the class action, the nullification of the class action lawsuit capabilities against banks.
Right.
The main reason why they wanted it, your payouts may be bigger when you're an individual, but when it's an individual case, they can require a non-disclosure agreement upon settlement. When it's class action, it's public knowledge. So they have to acknowledge their wrongdoing. Basically, what the government just gave them was the ability to never have to acknowledge their wrongdoing publicly.
Yes. Yeah.
So once again, the consumer has to bear the burden of not only proving they were defrauded, but footing the bill to get relief. So it's a pretty messed up situation, but if nothing else, we're learning more and more every day it's us against them. And my last comment is about the Harvey Weinstein situation. In addition to that, Trump is now calling all of his accusers liars. They're just lying on him.
Yeah,
And
I have that story coming up later.
Well, the problem that I have with this is you can get time for hitting a dog, kicking a dog, leaving a dog outside in the rain can get you time. But sexually assaulting a woman is, well, they just took it too personal.
Michael Vick.
Mhm.
Yeah,
and caller, I tell you,
absurd.
It is absurd.
You know what, caller? You know what we don't ever think about either? Think about how many women that he actually was successful with.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? How many women laid in the bed while he put that 3 inches of white steel inside of them, thinking they're going to get some type of whatever, See, we always talk about the victims, but we don't talk about the ones that he actually succeeded with. He succeeded with a lot. If you got 40 people accused and there's another 50 out there that he definitely probably tapped that ass, that ain't speaking on it at all, they paid off or whatever, Don't leave them out.
I was one of those people that felt like, well, why didn't they just speak out? Why did they put their career over speaking out? And Jill Scott said it best. When you have a dream, and the only thing between you achieving that dream or losing that dream forever is shutting your mouth, it's real easy to be quiet. And I never thought about it in terms of, are you really willing everything you've ever worked for because some jerk mistreated you? And for a lot of people, I'd venture the answer is no. And that's why he was able to prey upon them. But I hope we band together. I hope we figure it out because a reckoning is coming. And black people have more power in this country than they believe. They just need to pull together and use it.
Especially the women. I think they're lured in by a lot of all these little things that Oprah says and all that. And don't get me started on them people. But, caller, I really like your opinion on things. What you can do is probably send me a little secret email because I might send either Ketel or Redwine going to Pound Sand.
Here we go.
And maybe we can fit you in the show.
Anyway.
Just give me a call.
Thank you so much, caller, for your opinion.
That might Ketel.
You're welcome, guys. It's good talking to you.
I'm going to flip a coin and...
Thank you.
All right, so send me an email.
Ketel.
Send me an email.
Thanks for the call. Thanks for the call.
Thank you, caller.
Send me an email, caller.
Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna move on to this next story because our caller tipped a little bit of that. The White House is now saying officially that all the women who say Trump sexually harassed them are liars. Say they're all liars. Now, this came out on Friday. They confirmed, the White House did, confirmed its official stance on all the women accusing Trump of sexual misconduct.
But Redwine, though, can we get the caller to read that? Maybe like a little audition?
No, we cannot.
Never mind.
And the official statement from the White House is they are lying. Your girl, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, put her on the kiss it.
God, yes, please.
She confirmed at the press conference today that when Jacqueline Alemany asked the question, okay, here's what happened. Obviously, sexual harassment has been in the news. At least 16 women accused the president of sexually harassing them throughout the course of the campaign. Last week, during a press conference in the Rose Garden, the president called these accusations fake news. Is the official White House position that all these women are lying? Now, that was the question that was posed by Jacqueline Alemany from CBS News. Sarah Huckabee Sanders said, yeah, we've been clear on that from the beginning, and that the president has spoken on it. And they said she said it in a very curt response. Her statement came as recent reports of sexual misconduct have inspired individuals from all across different agencies and industries to speak out against sexual assault. So, of course, let's see, Trump said he was not at all surprised to see it, but he had no remark about these 16 women who've accused him. Now, he's been previously recorded, hopefully everybody heard it, making inappropriate comments on the now infamous Access Hollywood tape released last year, which promoted a number, or prompted a number of women to come out and say, yes, he harassed me or he assaulted me, et cetera, et cetera. You know, that was the infamous grab him by the coochie video with Billy Bush. So, I don't know. It was a couple of cases that came out. Somebody else from ABC News, whose name I can't think of, I think he resigned or quit or was fired, one of the two. He was accused of sexual allegations or something.
And just ran.
Yeah, he basically said, I apologize, and made like the road runner and got out of there. He had a book that was about to come out with Penguin Press. Penguin canceled his book.
You know, it just shows.
The movie was going to be based on the book. They pulled the plug on that.
It just shows you that the casting couch is alive and well. All jokes aside, and I'm just saddened for like the success that what's his name, Weinstein. The success that he's had, because people are speaking on the stories and the people and the ladies coming forward. But think of the women the ones he did hit. And I know he hit a lot. He had to hit a lot.
He was hitting them and quitting them.
I'm sure he did. And it's so sad and that was his pattern. He'd wake up in the morning, and this was so ironic, though, is that Bill Cosby's going back on trial in November.
Yeah.
And I think that compared to Harvey, damn, I don't care what you say about Bill. Harvey just showed his ass. And it's just, you know, if you can't track
unfold.
Oh yeah, I think that this Bill Cosby thing is going to be on a joking matter. It's going to be really, you know, it's just, I don't know. The whole thing is just a mess.
It is a mess. But let's move on because we got to wrap up this hit it and quit it. So
all right, well, we got.
You have one more for us?
All right, this here is concerning regular marijuana users have more sex. Studies say.
Oh, really?
That's what they're saying.
Okay, break it down.
Dr. Michael Eisenberg, he's an assistant professor of urology, all right? He sees a lot of patients at the Stanford University Medical Center who has problems performing in the bedroom, okay? So he's conducting a study, and what he's found surprised him. Usually people assume the more frequent you smoke, the worse you could be when it comes to sex. But in fact, we learned the opposite was true. Eisenberg said his study was published in this week's Journal of Sexual Medicine. Damn, there's an actual journal called that?
Well, Journal of Medicine.
No, this is the Journal of
It's not the Journal of Weed.
It says Journal of Sexual Medicine.
Really?
The
Sexual Medicine?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
The Journal of Sexual Medicine says that the study looked at data from a U.S. government national survey of family growth. It asked more than 28,000 women and nearly 23,000 men. Wait a minute, that's 5,000 people short. Wait a minute. All right. Anyway. It's more. I think there was. All right.
Anyway.
20,000 men, 23,000 women. So there's 5,000 people in between. Okay, you do the math. All right. How often they had sex in the 4 weeks prior to the survey, and how frequently they had sex after the marijuana use that was introduced in the study. All right? More than half of the people said that after their marijuana high or their marijuana experience or their marijuana illusion at the time, they were more aroused to want to do something sexual because they were feeling as they quote, a mellow trot type flavor.
They were feeling good
in their mind, yes.
Okay.
So,
that makes sense.
So his overall study says that out of the 28,000 women, he had a survey of 67%. So they had more sex when they were induced with marijuana, and out of the men, 23,000 men, they had a 86%. So they just wanted to
They were going for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, just go to show on his particular study. Dr. Michael Einsberg said that marijuana is the real aphrodisiac when it comes to getting your swerve on.
Okay.
So, going out there and get you some cannabis. Any comments on that?
Science doesn't lie. That's all I know.
Hey, why not?
I'm not advocating. I'm just saying, if that was the result of a survey.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys a funny story, something I saw today. I thought I'd never see it. I thought I saw everything. I saw a white guy holding the sign. You know how people say, okay, I need help for food or money or something? The guy, it was in big letters. It said need, and it had a picture of a weed plant. I said, only in D.C.
He was begging for money to buy weed. Really? Okay.
He said he needs weed. He didn't say he need no money. He needs weed.
Oh, okay. All right.
So the word need, and it was a marijuana plant. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay, Ketel, you got the last hit it and quit it. What you got for us?
Well, we're going to get back to the story that caller called earlier about putting Amazon on the Kiss It list. Amazon, they're going one step further. Amazon will start delivering packages into the homes of Prime members. If you're not a Prime member, you will not get it. So, Amazon on Wednesday announced Amazon Key, a new program for Prime members that lets delivery people drop off packages inside of customers' homes. Yes, I said inside their home. To make Amazon Key possible, Amazon has introduced its own $120 internet-connected security camera. It's called the Amazon Cloud Cam. Here we go with that damn cloud. Customers who want to participate in the program need to purchase a company smart lock to allow delivery people to enter their home. Combined camera lock packages start at about $250. That's all. The obvious questions are whether people will trust the delivery person to enter their home unattended. So they say every time a delivery driver requests access to a customer's home, Amazon verifies that the correct driver is at the right address at the intended time. So, that should, people might be a little more easy, I guess, for that if they can see it on the camera on their phone. The company said the in-home option will go live on November the 8th in 37 U.S. cities. Customers can punch in their zip code to check for their eligibility. Amazon is offering free in-home setup to customers who don't want to install the lock and camera themselves. And I guess everybody, was in that competition thing. They said Walmart recently announced a limited test to allow in-home delivery of groceries for some customers in Silicon Valley. So everybody's doing this competition thing. Everybody's trying to be up against the game, trying to be ahead of the game, should I say. So,
I guess the next round of competition is going to be they're going to deliver stuff to you, bring it in your house. If it's clothes, they'll hang it up in your closet. If it's food, they're going to put it in the refrigerator. And if you want them to cook it, they'll come over, take it out the fridge, cook it for you, plate it up. I mean, really, this is starting to get kind of ridiculous now.
We're getting a lazy society, but they did mention that this system can be used for, like people dropping off cleaner and stuff or groceries. So, it's not just Amazon alone. It could be used for other things, so other companies. To deliver items.
Might be a win-win.
Okay. Well, that's kind of wild. I don't know. I don't think I would want that service. I understand they're probably doing it to combat when you leave a package on somebody's porch and people stealing packages and whatnot.
Right. So,
but the idea of them, even with a camera, going in my house,
Right. Because you see the commercial, it looks like it's, what harm could they do? They just opening the door, dropping the package off and leaving. But, some people want to be, be nosy. And, I couldn't leave the package at the door because of, or a dog comes to the door or something. Something's going to happen. So, I guess they just wanted to get the kinks out. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's a good point. What if you have a pet, a dog or a cat, and then when they come in, the cat or the pet gets out? Are they going to go retrieve your pet and bring them back in? I tell you what, I saw one of the late-night comedians making a joke about it. He said, you know how you get those emails based on what you look at or what you buy, and Amazon says, hey, we'd like to recommend this for you. He said they'll come in and see if your house is all messy, and then you'll get an email saying, hey, we'd like to recommend you get this organizer so you can pick up all that crap from off of your floor and clean up your house.
Yeah, that's funny. Now, see, somebody be appalled, and they'll be like, y'all discriminating. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be
somebody would claim this isn't racial. It's like, no, it ain't racial. Your place looks like something exploded in there. So since we saw it, we just want to recommend you need some organizing up in there.
Yeah, that would
anyway,
be funny.
All right, Ketel. Well, we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. See if anybody gets sued. But we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back with Poppa DD and What's Poppin'.
Yep.
You're listening to a Pajama Party show on Blog Talk Radio. We'll be right back.
Living just enough for the city.
Okay, but why are we doing Stevie Wonder? I thought we were doing Pajama Party.
Well, I was talking about my little one of my segments of Living for the City.
Join the party.
Now you ride me.
That's every Friday night at 9.
Pajama Party. No clothes allowed.
Ketel and Redwine step on my parade. I had the mic first. And they're coming in just trying to,
It's my turn.
Yeah, she gonna sing.
What number call?
Yeah, call us at 914-803-4306. 4306.
And press 1.
Press 1 to be put into the queue. And say what you have to say. You can read off what we're talking about. Come up with a new subject of your own. We're
hear from you.
We're liberal. We're easy.
Eastern time.
Eastern time. We're here 9 p.m. Friday nights. That's 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
West Coast. And maybe 7 o'clock in the mountains or in the
7 in the mountains.
Around Michigan.
8 o'clock Central.
Michigan and New Orleans and all that. We're like an hour back.
Yeah.
But 9 o'clock on the East Coast.
9:15 CP time.
CP time 9:15.
Don't be late when you listen to us. It's 9 o'clock on the dot.
That's right. Every Friday night.
We'll see you there.
Goodbye. All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. I'm one of those Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Shake your groove thing. Shake your groove thing. Yeah, yeah.
And that caller that called earlier, email me.
Oh, here we go.
Email me.
You know what, Poppa DD? It's time for What's Poppin'.
Okay, let's
what you got for us tonight?
Let's look at two different degrees of you ever go on your job and you're working with somebody who's just overzealous with every damn thing?
Oh.
Only because the job market has evolved itself in two different aspects. They've dummied down everything, okay? If you go back to a job you used to work at 5 years ago, you go there and say, oh, they don't do that no more? Oh, they don't do that no more? Everything is dummied down anymore. Some places, not everywhere. But most of your places are dummied down. Most of your retail places are dummied down because they can't even get no employees that really have no true intellect, And then you have intellectual people and overzealous people. That's the overall battle in the job market is overzealous and intellectual. Intellectual people in the job market, they think with the more soft-toned opinion. They get their job done. They're critical thinkers, they just get it in. They know what needs to be done. They look it over. They've been doing it every day. Hell, you do it for a living. If you know that you're doing your job that you do for a living, every day you should get stronger. But then you got the overzealous ones there who want to be the squeaky wheel to get the oil, and they don't even retain shit. That's what gets me. You ever work with somebody that don't retain nothing, and every day you got to reteach them? Or why did you do that way? Or why did you Or what the hell are you doing here? It's what you want to tell your coworkers sometimes. Because every day you come in, I'm reteaching you the same crap every day. What the hell's wrong with you? Only because they're more overzealous. They want to walk around shaking the booty, shaking the titties. Whatever assets they got them a job. They got to keep maintaining that particular mold to keep it going. And it's working because, the boss is an undercover freak. And he's, walking around checking out people. So the girl that got the big titties and the big ass don't do jack. But she's always celebrating her body and can come in and do half the work you do and get over and whatever, because she knows that the boss is a numbskull and you're trying to press him with your intellect when he don't give a shit about that because he's thinking with his little Johnson. As long as you're thinking with little Johnson instead of the big head, you're never going to see the true intellect of the decent employee. You're always going to focus on the monkey in the room or the clown in the room or the big booty or the big boobs in the room. Okay? Now let's get that out of the way. Now, here's another thing I want to focus on. Donald Trump, for example, was on TV talking about the whole opiate thing, okay, which is an undercover thing, whereas now they're beginning to call opiates a epidemic only because it's happening deeply rooted in the white community. And what's in the white community? Voters. But what are the voters doing right now? They're ODing. They're strung out. And after a while, you could do that, what they call that, gentrification of areas. You could gentrificate the area, but if the area is killing itself with drugs and things, what they're doing in Ohio and all these red states, these people are just like, God bless them, but they're dropping like flies with these drugs, heroin and things like that. After a while, these are people that are so-called voters, and they know that down the line, if they don't stop it, it's going to manifest itself. And they're not somewhere once worried about the votes. They're worrying about the whole community turning awry. And then, like my man said, Paul Mooney again, comedian, after a while, you're going to see the true nigger in every race. Because, that term doesn't speak on a race of people. It's behavior. So, therefore, after a while, when all these drugs get rampant, because when crack got rampant, the president didn't speak up and say, we got to stop this crack epidemic. No, it became a black crime. It became a black drug, and it just destroyed the black community. But they don't want to see the same thing happen to the white community because that's where the resources are. That's where the votes are. That's where everything else that they need are when they go to win these little red states like they do. So Trump made a big old thing today. Yeah, let's get in here and let's stop this. We got to stop this. Yeah, you got to stop this because it's affecting everybody. And one thing I want to say, too, there's nobody, president included, talking about his brother with alcoholism and things like that. There's nobody in this world that can say anything, whether you're a senator, congressman, where you don't have somebody in your family, whether it be a brother, sister, niece, nephew, cousin, that got some kind of issue, whether it be drugs, alcohol, both, or whatever. Even though these politicians walk around with suits and stuff on every day, you never know what's going on. Look at my man, the writer, Clark, the brother that writes the books and things like that.
Oh, Dyson?
Dyson. His brother's in jail. His brother's in prison. So, and I'm not saying that's an example of anything else, but everybody in politics up there got somebody in their family somewhere. You can't roll like you're so perfect because that just ain't the way. That just ain't the way. And the realization that's going to take care of it, that's God's work, but he's going to take care of the realization of that. And I love the way God does the great balancing act, because the balancing act is always in play to show everybody that nobody really has a past in this society or in this world that he controls. So, but that's so deep on what President Trump was saying there about the whole opiate thing, how we got to stop. Yes, you do, because your red states is taking drugs like you wouldn't believe. So anyway.
Yeah, but he didn't. All right, I appreciate that talk. But you see, he didn't classify it as whatever he needed to do so they could throw big money at it. He classified it as one layer down or something. He didn't. Anyway.
Yeah, because it's coming up. It's coming up.
Yeah, but I'm saying that he could have, if he had classified it like as a disaster or something, I don't know what the exact title is, but if he had given it that classification, they would have been able to throw more money to solve the problem. But he decided not to go that route. So he just said, you know, it's basically like saying instead of calling it a disaster, it's a really bad situation.
Yeah, what you got to oversee first, because you can't. They don't want those money.
Exactly.
Like that. You don't want those money at a drug head, because they're coming to you saying, yeah, I just need money. And they run to the dope man. So they ain't going to throw money out like that. They want to see what's up with it.
I guess. All right. Well, we're going to keep it moving and go into the weird news. And I'm going to go first, because I got this one about a Canadian man got fined for singing a 90s dance tune in his car. This came out of Montreal. Canadian man's decision to belt out a 90s dance hit while inside his car landed him a $149 ticket for being too loud in public. And you should be able to sing in your car. But this guy, I'm probably mispronouncing his name, Taufik Moala, he said Monday he's going to fight the ticket, and he denies that his singing was deafening, as the authorities claim. He was happily singing with his windows mostly rolled up to CNC Music Factory, Everybody Dance Now, and he was getting down in his car when the police came up to him. And, well, at first when the police came up behind him, he thought they just wanted him to move out the way. Then they rolled up directly behind him and asked if he was yelling. He said, no, I was singing. And one of the officers walked away and came back and gave him a ticket for screaming in a public place. And that's messed up. You can't even sing in your car. This was in Montreal, Canada.
Oh, Lord.
So,
the city of Montreal.
Montreal. They said, no, you're not going to do all that hollering in public. And he was getting it. Everybody dance now. He was doing his
Maybe
thing.
they didn't like the song.
No, I guess not. They said, you are screaming and hollering in public. Here's your ticket for $149.
Oh, wow. What
is,
I guess it must be a law up there saying you can't, you know, you disturbing the peace, or I don't know.
I guess. They said he was loud, too loud in public. Well, we'll keep it rolling. Over to you, Poppa DD. What you got?
This is in Allentown, Pennsylvania. A burglar gets prison time for taking $1 and the plant that he assumed was a marijuana plant. Anyway, Allentown, Pennsylvania, Associated Press reported that a Pennsylvania man who stole $1 and a house plant he thought was marijuana during a series of break-ins in March had been sentenced up to 15 years in prison. Here's the particulars. The Morning Call, which is a newspaper in Allentown, Pennsylvania, reported 21-year-old Marco Rozzo, Jr.,
he's young,
was sentenced Wednesday to 7.5 to 15 years prison after pleading guilty in August to robbery and 3 counts of burglary. All right? Police said that Risotto broke into the Jabberjaw Bar and Grill in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Police said that the manager confronted him but backed off when Risotto pointed a gun at him. That's what got him the damn time right there. And he got away with just a keepsake dollar off the wall. You know, they had their first dollar they made. The frame dollar. He stole the frame dollar.
Dude.
I don't know whether he thought a pawn shop was going to give him money for it. I don't know what the hell he was thinking.
What's his name? I'm putting him on the kiss it list.
He probably went to the pawn shop. The pawn shop said, "What's this? This is $1, man, in a frame, man. What's this worth?"
He said, "I'll give you a dime for it."
He said, "I'm gonna give you $1. I'm gonna give you $1 for the dollar. I'll give you 27 for the frame." Anyway,
what's this guy's
after
name?
that, his name was Risotto.
Okay.
Marcio Risotto.
Okay.
Anyway, after the incident with the bar and grill, he broke into a house where he stole a plant that he thought was a marijuana plant. Turned out that it wasn't marijuana. He was going to try to grow it and make money off the plant, but the plant was not marijuana.
Dumb.
So anyway, from there, the police said Risotto, he threatened a woman with a gun and stole her pocketbook and arrested thereafter. And So he after all that, the 3 counts of robbery for the plant, the bar, the pocketbook, he was sentenced to 7.5 to 15 years.
Yeah, he needs to
Well,
go
he
down.
was on a drug rampage. He was on a drug rampage. That's what that was.
He ended up with one plant and $1 after all that.
Idiot.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I got the last one. A Florida man accused of slapping police horse on patrol. Orlando, Florida. Police say a 29-year-old Florida man ran up and slapped a police horse on the hindquarters while it was on patrol with an officer. News outlets report Casey Waldner was walking down the street early Sunday when he was accused of slapping Izzy, a 13-year-old horse that has been with the Orlando Police Department for 5 years. The slap startled Izzy, who spun around. A police report says Walder ran but was caught by a nearby officer. The report says officer searched Waldner and found cocaine. That's why I say Police spokesman Michelle Guido says Izzy did not need veterinary care and that he would be all right. Lord have mercy. What is wrong with these people?
What is this guy's name? What's his name? What, Waldner?
Casey Waldner, W-A-L-D-N-E-R, Waldner.
Okay, he's on the kiss it list for slapping a horse on the butt.
Slapping Izzy.
And what did Izzy do to him? Nothing. So he just got high on coke and decided to run up behind a police horse and slap it on the butt and run. Wow.
I guess so.
Okie dokie.
That's what I say.
I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, that coke must have told him, go ahead, slap that horse on the butt and then run. Woo, okay. Well, that's the weird news for this week. If you want to join the conversation, the number is 914-803-4306. And if you're listening online, you want to join the conversation, just press 1. I'm going to keep it moving because I want to talk about something about, what's that boy's name? Justin Timberlake. I want to talk about Justin Timberlake for a minute.
You want to take a break and put your makeup on?
Nope. I don't need any makeup. We're on the radio.
Oh, okay.
Justin Timberlake. I'm just saying, does Justin really deserve another chance? Now, that's a question I'm asking tonight. You probably heard that Justin Timberlake is performing for the Super Bowl halftime show in, when is the Super Bowl? February now, right?
First week in February.
Okay, in February. So a lot of people are having an issue with this. Now, if you recall, after he caused that wardrobe malfunction with Janet Jackson at the 2004 Super Bowl, a lot of people are saying, why is he being invited to come back? They didn't invite Janet back.
Without Janet, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't invite her back. So in case you don't remember or if you need a refresher.
Or you were just born then.
Exactly. Or if you're just a youngin' and don't know. Justin Timberlake ripped off Janet's bodice, the top part of her garment, and revealed her right breast while they were performing his hit, Rock Your Body, at the end of the halftime show. And the stunt occurred just as Timberlake sang the last line of the song that says, I'm going to have you naked by the end of this song. Now, what was supposed to happen was he was supposed to just snatch off part of the top that still had something underneath. But somehow he managed to grab everything, and then it was something that came out that they ended up nicknaming Nipplegate.
And it toned the term wardrobe malfunction.
Right, wardrobe malfunction.
That's where
and
that term
Nipplegate came out of that in 2004. Now, like I said, Janet was not invited back, but yet Justin was. Now, people across the Internet are calling white privilege. They're saying, is it white privilege? I don't know.
Let me say this here, too. That right after that happened, Justin Timberlake immediately ran back to the white community.
Of course.
And was hanging back there for a while. He was all into the hip-hop and everything and bouncing around with Negroes and Nicki Minaj and everybody like that. But when that happened and they jumped in Janet, and they did the charge of the FCC.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to get into that. I'm going to get to that.
Yeah, but I'm saying he ran. I'm just saying what you're not going to get into probably is the fact that he ran.
Yeah, he did run.
Back to his people for at least 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, he jumped back over the fence.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, like I said, people are calling out white privilege. And like I said, I don't know whether it is or it isn't, but it does seem like even though this whole Nipplegate thing happened, Justin gets another chance at it, but they didn't ask for Janet. And I'm not saying that they had to, but it does make you wonder, what are the rules for this? Now, a lot of people are still angry because Justin never really officially apologized to Janet for that whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the label of white privilege was being tossed around over the apology or lack thereof. So I'm just saying, does Justin really deserve another chance at the Super Bowl? So I do find it interesting that Justin performed now at Super Bowl 35, was the first time, and then again at Super Bowl 38, which was Nipplegate, the whole wardrobe malfunction, and now this is going to be his third Super Bowl performance. There's a lot of other performers out here.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you going to go back to Justin Timberlake again?
How about Uncle Charlie?
Hey, I'm not hating on Justin. I'm just saying, does he really deserve another chance? It just seems like he's kind of like being rewarded. I don't know for what, but Janet wasn't rewarded or regarded, for that matter. Now, what you were saying, Papa, CBS was fined $500,000 for the whole Nipplegate fiasco by the FCC, but they fought it in court and got it thrown out. So CBS never had to pay that $500,000 fine.
And it wasn't Janet's fault. Her nipple was exposed.
Right. It was her nipple, but Justin's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Or people blame it on the wardrobe malfunction, but that's not a person.
Nice nipple, too.
The wardrobe, well, that's, Anyway, so a lot of people, as far as the pop culture critics, have argued that Janet's career suffered in the wake of the controversy while Justin Timberlake's career thrived. I don't know for sure if that's true, but that's what folk are saying. That's word on the street.
In bed with Jimmy Fallon and people like that.
So on this past Sunday, after Justin announced that he was going to be doing this year's or next year's Super Bowl, the hashtag Justice for Janet started trending. A lot of fans were calling for her to be invited back to perform. Now, the NFL says that they never banned Janet. They just haven't invited her back. So, they can call it what they want, but it still looks the same way. Justin got brought back. Justin seems to be getting the stamp of approval. Janet gets nothing as far as this goes. So I'm just saying, why does Justin deserve another chance? Is it really a case of white privilege? I mean, he's entertaining, but he ain't all that. I'm just saying. So I only bring it up because of all the controversy about Nipplegate has come up again since he announced he's performing for the third time at the Super Bowl. I don't even know if anybody else has ever done 3 engagements at the Super Bowl. I don't know. If anybody knows, call us. But, like I said, I'm not trying to start anything, but, hey, that's what I do. This is Redwine, and I'm just saying, does Justin really deserve another chance? I don't know. If I had to vote, I would say, nah. But that's just me. So anyway, that's all I have.
That was lovely.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm putting Justin Timberlake on the Kiss It list.
My only question is, why hasn't Justin have to apologize? I haven't seen him apologize. I heard. Have you?
No, and that's what I'm saying. I'm putting him on the Kiss It list not because he's doing the Super Bowl, but because he never apologized to Janet.
Yeah, because Janet didn't do anything. She just stood there, and it was exposed. And it was like, wow, Mr. Overzealous is nervous, probably grabbed too much of a handful, and he messed up. You did the grabbing. She sat there in shock saying, wow, I'm exposed. And now, like I said, but he's been in the market with everything with the guy who does the water, the buy water.
Oh yeah.
This guy's a billionaire, and he's it's just the privilege is just of an abundance, and it's very interesting,
Well, you're up next with the.
What if the shoe was on the other foot, and say for instance Janet had exposed him, his bottom part? They would have ridiculed her, not him. So here it goes again, back to her. So my question is, right. He should have been the one to apologize. I mean, that's fine. She apologized, but he should have been the one apologizing, and then apologize to her.
What does she have to apologize for? But she's just standing there, and her top gets ripped off. I don't understand were her apologies even necessary.
I think he made some kind of like generic public apology, but he never really apologized to her for that whole situation.
And also, he was so young back then that this is what happened back in
2004.
2004. 4 from 17, really?
Yeah, it was 13 years ago.
13 years ago, and he's only how old is Justin Timberlake?
I don't know.
33, 32
at
the most.
Well, anyway,
let's
move on into
he had to be at least 24, 25 years old. 22, 20, 21 years old. So he was still young in the game. And anyway, so what are we on now? We're
Living for the City. What you got for us tonight?
Well, I really just want to reiterate that thing with the whole opiate situation. I think it blows my mind when I was watching the late night news, CNBC was recapping stuff for the day, how they're really getting behind this theory. But they're not being original. Half the stuff that they're talking about, Trump is saying the same thing that there's nothing original about this man. This man he obviously has no copyright rights to anything. His whole campaign with the opiates is based on a book of Nancy Reagan. Remember she coined the term.
Just say no.
Just so you know, his is like stay out or get back or something. Something he said, but it has the same theory or the same flavor as her. And I'm saying to myself that Donald has not come up with anything authentic that he can call his own. He's either gone in the file cabinet and pulled out a bunch of Obama's files and repeat and put them, just redid them and took all the websites off the anything that was already established. He has no problem with dismantling things. I mean, you can gut your bathroom or gut your kitchen, but can you rebuild it? Anybody can throw a sledgehammer and gut anything. And he's gut everything that Barack has put down. But what are you doing now to rebuild the country that now belongs to you? This is your turn to build. This is your turn to bring the cement and the sheetrock and the carpet and the flooring and everything else that goes with building. And you still bringing the sledgehammer. When you gonna stop beating up on stuff and start building? And it's really heavy because we sit back and accept it. Then the politicians, half of them have changed their mind on him. 2 or 3 don't get along with him, spoke about him, and we just sit back and look at rhetoric every day of the world just being shaped by the very same people that came in with such a vengeance where they just wanted to do something different when it came to Barack and the whole black explosion. So as far as I'm concerned, those 8 years was kicking them in the ass. They were just pissed off that Barack was holding it down that long, and for everybody to be dormant for that time frame. Because as soon as Barack got out of there, boy, did the people start showing their true colors of who they are and what they stand for, and what they want to do and how they want to do it, and the aggressiveness and the whole abomination of just overpowering people. It's been a mess. It's scary. Absolutely scary. You don't know what to do. It's just so entertaining that all you do is sit back and watch it and hope for the best. But the battles and the tweets and everything, I mean, we've never seen anything behave in this nature before, at least not in my lifetime. I'm saying, wow, this is very interesting, and it shows me that some of the Republicans in there are such punk asses, so monkey see, monkey do-ish, and don't speak up for what they don't believe in. They just going to go along to get along, stay on the right side of white. You know, it's amazing how they just want to stay on the right side of white. Very interesting. I'm going to close out with that. Very deep.
All right, then. Well, applause. Let's see. Let's send it over to Ketel. Hollywood wrap-up. What you got for us, Ketel?
Oh, okay. All right. I was getting into what you guys were talking about. It's on me.
Yeah, I know. It's been deep tonight, but we're going to kick it out to the West Coast.
All right. Well, you guys have to sit back on this one. Paul Newman, he's back in the news. Paul Newman's Rolex auction for $17.8 million. You hear what I said? His Rolex watch. It's a Rolex Daytona that was used, belonged to Paul Newman, sold for $17.8. Set a new world record for a wristwatch sold at an auction. The vintage watch, and it was an Art Deco inspired dial, was given to Newman by his wife, actress Joan Woodward. She gave it to him after he made the '69 auto racing movie Winning. Newman's use of the watch set off a craze for watch fans who lent his name to that particular style of Rolex. So the auction house described Newman's Rolex, which the actor is said to have worn daily between '69 and '84, as arguably the most iconic collector's wristwatch of the 20th century. Really? Okay. Didn't look all that great to me, and I'm a watch fanatic. The auction house declined to identify the buyer, which he bid it by phone. Interesting. The watch came to Phillips earlier this year through James Cox, who used to date Newman's daughter, Nell. The Cool Hand Luke actor gave Cox the watch in '84. So they said proceeds of this portion of the proceeds for the sale of the Rolex watch is going to a charitable foundation called the Nell Newman Foundation. And the this Rolex is the most expensive wristwatch auction off, but pocket watch was auctioned off back in '33. It sold for $24.4 million. It was a 1933 watch, but it sold in 2015. I'm sorry, for $24.4 million. Some expensive watches. We're gonna keep moving. Toni Braxton. She files for divorce from her husband, Vincent Herbert. Singer and TV personality Tamar Braxton is calling it quits on her long marriage. Braxton, 40, has filed for divorce from her husband of nearly 9 years, Vincent Herbert. Braxton was introduced to Herbert by her sister, Toni Braxton, and the two began dating in 2003. Toni Braxton and Herbert, he was a record executive, had been working together when she felt he would be a good match for her sister. She used to do the Real. She was fired from the Real, and he was also, because he was a producer on that show. So I guess they had paired those two together when they did the contract. So they let both of them go. They have a 4-year-old son named Logan. So I guess we're going to see what's going to happen, you know. I've only seen her maybe once or twice on TV since after she left the Real. So we'll see what happens. Unfortunately, Robert Guillaume, he died. He was 89. He was the voice of the Lion King's Rafiki, and he also played Benson. Everybody knows him as Benson. He won 2 Emmys during his 50-year career, and they said he died of complications from prostate cancer in L.A. He leaves a son and 3 daughters. Goes on to say, remember he was on Soap. That was one of my favorite shows. It debuted in 1977 and earned him an Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actor in 1979. Also, Benson, that was on for 7 years, from 1979 to 1986, and it led him to becoming the first black actor to win the Outstanding Lead Emmy in 1985. Didn't know. Okay. Like I say, he's survived by his wife, by his second wife, Donna Brown, and a son and 3 daughters. Okay. Also, another great has passed on, Fats Domino. Fats Domino. He was already a star on the R&B circuit in his native New Orleans. He's from New Orleans, you guys' favorite place, in the 50s. But the rock and roll propelled him to global popularity. He has sold 65 million records. That is the most any rock and roller besides Elvis. He has influenced the likes of John Lennon and Paul McCartney. And let me see, he was born Anthony Fats Domino Jr. In New Orleans in February 28th. Said he was musically inclined at an early age and learned piano from his brother-in-law. And at 14, he said he worked at a bed spring factory by day and played in the bars by night. 14. Interesting. So they said between 55 and 63, Fats Domino had 35 top 40 U.S. singles, including Whole Lotta Lovin', Blue Monday, and I'm in Love Again. He's had some hits. 65 million records. That's a lot of records. So rest in peace, Fats Domino. Mm-hmm. Okay, and on this day, October 27th, 1904, check this out. The New York City subway is a rapid transit system owned by the city of New York and leased to New York City Transit Authority, a subsidiary agency of the state-run Metropolitan Transportation Authority. It opened 1904, October 27th. The New York City subway is one of the world's oldest public transit systems, one of the world's most used metro systems, and the metro system with the most stations. It offers service 24 hours per day on every day. Interesting fact. Didn't know. Also, actress Ruby Dee was born 1924 on this day. 2004, Red Sox, they won the first championship since 1918 on this day. That was in 2004. And also, in 1940 on this day, Mafia boss John Gotti was born. So that's my wrap-up in Hollywood and things that happen on this day.
All right, Ketel. Thank you so much.
Deep information there.
I didn't know that the New York subway ran 24 hours a day.
Oh, for sure, yeah. That's the only one I know of does. That's why I said D.C. should run 24 hours. I think they would make so much more money, but who am I?
I agree.
And the MTA still runs the transit system.
MTA?
In New York.
Mm-hmm. Oh, New York?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
And MTA has subsidiaries all over the country. Metropolitan Transit Association. Anyway,
it's our cocktail of the week.
Go ahead.
Cocktail week is called a Spanish Raindrop. Okay. It's the ingredients of the Spanish. It's 1 ounce of Don Julio tequila. What do you call that stuff? Tequila, or whatever you got in your cabinet.
Tequila.
1 ounce of Oloroso sherry. 1/4 ounce of fresh lime. 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. 1 slice of orange zest. Agave nectars. You like saying that, don't you?
Yeah, agave.
Agave nectars and
Turbinado sugar.
Turbinado sugar.
That's that raw sugar.
That's some sweet shit. We got sugar, syrup, lime. Lord have mercy.
It helps to break the tequila. It's good.
Help to get you to the dentist. How to make the Spanish drop. You add tequila, sherry, and the lime juice and simple syrup to a shaker and fill with ice. All right? Shake and then strain it into a shot glass. You dip the orange zest and agave nectars and then in the what is it called? Turbinado sugar. Right? Flame the zest over the glass to release the oils.
Yes.
And rub along the rim.
Bam!
And all this is done in a shot glass.
Yeah, it's good.
Wow, that's amazing.
We'll post it on the website. Let's see. We're running up against the clock. The Kiss It list is people who've shown off, showed their, as we say, showed their butt hiney this week, did something stupid, or just acted a fool. So I'm gonna start it out with Trump, and for giving the kids candy in his Oval Office. It was a very uncomfortable situation. If you can find it online, check that out.
And he said he couldn't believe the media made such beautiful kids.
Yeah, it was the media people's kids. And he was like, I can't believe the media people have such wonderful kids, and they're beautiful. Look at them.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you think the media is? Aliens or something?
Yeah.
People coming out the gutters or something? Anyway.
That was a deep statement.
The Texans, what is that team called? The football team, the Texans?
Yeah, Houston Texans.
Houston Texans, thank you. The Houston Texans owner, Bob McNair, he made a crazy statement where he said, talking in regards to the players taking a knee during the anthem, he said the inmates are running the prison. And then when he got a lot of flack, because, of course, the majority of NFL are black players, and he realized how bad that remark sounded, he apologized and said, I didn't mean it like that. It's just a saying. Well,
I think those owners better stay individuals and stop acting just so unified.
Yeah, poor choice of words.
They're not.
Also, we got Mark Halperin from ABC News busted for sexual harassment. We got Casey Waldner for slapping a horse on the butt. The Border Patrol agents for chasing and detaining a 10-year-old girl. Justin Timberlake for not apologizing to Janet Jackson. We have Amazon for this new idea of delivering stuff inside your house. The Whitefish Company for that $300 million contract that was not competed properly to help Puerto Rico establish electricity. We have Ricardo Rosello, the governor of Puerto Rico, for looking like he's kissing Trump's behind.
He's kissing his ass.
We have Officer Betty Shelby for killing a brother and then getting it expunged off her record as if it never happened.
And got a job in the sheriff's department across town.
Exactly. The next day.
Lord have mercy.
Ryan Zink, who's the Secretary of Interior for the whole Whitefish contract situation, and he claims he has nothing to do with. Andy Technowski, who's the Whitefish founder. You're dirty in that. And Marco Risotto for stealing that framed dollar and the plant that he thought was weed. We got him. Is there anybody else?
No, that's it.
Ketel, you got anybody?
Huckabee. You say you guys want to put her on there. But
talking
about Donald Trump.
Yeah,
and the city of Montreal. In the city of Montreal, Canada. About that story. That's it.
All right. Well, that's all we have for the Kiss It list. It looks like, I don't know what's going on with the audio tonight, but
yeah, we're not good.
It looks like we came to... Oh, there it is.
Kiss my Irish ass! You better kiss my Irish ass! This world kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. You can just kiss my ass. Baby, you can just kiss my ass. Oh, you can kiss my country ass. I said if you got a problem with any of that, you can kiss my natural born redneck to the bone, ever loving country
All right. We're out of time. We're just going to say goodnight.
Yeah, Ketel, we're out of time, basically, and we're going to say goodnight on our last word. You got anything you want to say before we tune it out?
Just keep family close. That's all I got to say.
Okay. Well, we're going to check out and join us next Friday night for another episode of the Pajama Party Show. Tell a friend.
Right.
Text a friend. Bring a neighbor. The more the merrier. Peace out. And we'll see you next Friday night. Thanks for joining us. Visit us at apajamaparty.com. And anything else? I guess that's it.
Class 77, 40 years.
Ooh, what? Okay.